All right, for our last round of demos, would you please once again welcome our judges.
Are hanging in for this, and we've got one last pack this afternoon. I'm going to turn it over to Bruce in a second, but I'll make some quick announcements as a reminder. The awards part is tomorrow, and there are case studies that will commence in this stage, on this stage tomorrow. LO differentiation, appraisal modernization, some big things happening on the main stage at 9:35 tomorrow. But when we're done here, it moves into the tracks in the afternoon. We'll make some closing remarks about this program as a whole as we close out, but we've got 5 more to kick off right now, and I'll turn it over to Bruce to start doing the intros.
Thanks, Julian. Down to the final 5. Value Link Software up next. Akil Ahmed and Farouk Omar.
Hi, I'm Michael Ahmed, and I'm joined by Farouk Omar. He's the Chief Operating Officer at ValueLink Software. So at ValueLink Software, we've been providing valuation platforms for a little over a decade now. It's not as old as making symbols for Napoleon, but we've been offering award-winning solutions for the last decade or so, where we process about 20% of all nationwide volumes and appraisals through our platform. Today we are launching 2 new products, which is Omni and Cogent. And what we provide is one ecosystem where a lender can go in and process multiple appraisals and valuation through a cascade manner. So there are 3 important things to understand here today. How can you set up and automate workflow solutions based on a risk profile of the loan? 2, how can you find the best possible vendor that can fulfill your valuation needs? And 3, how do you use the important data set to make important decisions? So what we have done with Omni is we've made it a loan-centric, risk-based valuation platform, which is tied into property data collectors by Freddie Mac. It's tied into PDC product by Fannie Mae. It's tied into multiple inspection providers, AVM providers, valuation providers. Over 200 AMCs are connected into our platform, as well as about 40,000 appraisers that are tied into across all geographic locations. So imagine this as your Match.com or Farmers Only. So that's what Omni is, and Farouk will go in and show you the platform.
So building upon our role as a matchmaker, having the integrations in place to actually be able to work with the best vendors out there is a very important and key metric that we want to hit on. Being able to recruit appraisers very quickly, where you can quickly see their profiles, you can see what kind of licensing they have available, what kind of coverage they have, any documentation right within the platform, and having the ability to invite them with a point and click mechanism. That is a key area where you can quickly realize efficiencies, where you want to build a panel of vendors that you want to work with, whether you're running a dedicated appraiser-based appraisal desk or you're using AMCs or a hybrid of both. Inviting vendors is very simple. You can quickly go in and search and find them by state or county, or even for a specific property by inviting them by zip code and radius, seeing who covers which area as well. So the full spectrum of valuations that are available through the platform that allow you to actually save costs, because not all loans require a full-fledged appraisal. A lot of them can be dealt with an AVM, some with the AVM plus inspection. So you don't have to actually pass on the full cost and pass on that saving to the borrower, which can be a competitive advantage. Now, not just the ability to match up with the best vendors, you have the ability to set up very complex workflows using one of the most advanced workflow engines that is available in any valuation platform today. So here you can set up event-based workflows which can fire based on any event that occurs within a particular order or a particular loan. Here you can also do interval-based workflows where there are certain things that can be triggered on a particular interval. For example, delivering the report back to the borrower within a certain time frame from the report delivery. Or you could also do schedule-based workflows where you can quickly set up a daily, weekly, or monthly frequency workflow that can run automatically based on different conditions within the loan. So Here, I'm just going to quickly demonstrate one of these workflows where, based on the AVM confidence score, the system's automatically going to order a full appraisal depending on what the confidence score is. So I'll quickly set up an order here and proceed with the setup. So just enter barely minimal details on the property, just and provide the address, and the system prompts you to quickly see and correct the information, where you can go in and select from the list of AVM providers which are already integrated. So you can select the AVM of choice, choose who the report needs to be delivered to, and here, just go ahead and place the order. Now, everything beyond this point is completely automated. So the AVM comes in, the confidence score is evaluated, and once the score is evaluated, the system will decide whether to assign the order, create a full appraisal order against it, assign the order automatically to a vendor, and go from there. So all those automations, they're extremely important because the amount of time saving that can result can actually change the experience for your borrowers. We were just talking to a lender a couple of weeks back, and using our platform and the automations available, they were able to reduce the turn times from as high as 22 days for a full appraisal to 8.4 days. So not every performance gain is going to be this staggering, but just highlights the power of automation and what's possible. And having loan-centric ordering allows you to actually see everything in one location and being able to work with that without too much trouble. Now, the workflows and everything is great. Obviously, all the integrations are available, and you have very extensive reporting capabilities within Omni. But what really makes the system powerful is it ties into our BI platform. And all this data that is being generated by your valuation orders, you can actually use this to analyze different things across the spectrum. So you can see your turn times, you can see your fees, how well you're performing, you can see your fees and turn times by product, you can see a geographical analysis, whether you're using an appraiser panel versus an AMC panel, and configure the widgets the way you would prefer. You can not only see your own data, but you can also see an industry analysis. So the data that's coming in, you can actually see average turn times across the country, customary and reasonable fees, which within a certain geography or a certain county, so in case you want to stay compliant, and see whether an appraiser's panel is performing better or an AMC is, what are the advantages and disadvantages, and use that to make decisions. And most importantly, you can also compare how your desk is doing as compared to others in the industry, and being able to make decisions. Now, this is completely configurable. You can select and add as many widgets as you like, configure the dashboards using drag and drop, and set it up for each and every user with the ability to give read-only access if needed, or giving them the ability to set it up themselves. So a lot of flexibility there. All in all, there is plenty of data to work with, and we are giving you the ability to make decisions based on that.
Perfect. I mean, I'm sure the audience must be thinking, what's in it for you guys? So there are three key takeaways. One, how can you use the data to make informed decisions? How can you plug into the best providers across the state, across the nation? And how can you use a workflow engine to optimize and save money for your borrower? I loved a statement that Zenat City made, never let a crisis go to waste. So please do stop by our booth, 313, and we'd love to talk more. Thank you.
All right, I want to make a couple remarks. I just like I like the market share comment. The 20% market share is again, it shows that this is battle tested. The UI UX shows that it's battle tested as well. I love the idea of coming in and recruiting appraisers. One thing that I thought would be cool to see in the future, which I'm sure is easy for you guys to do, is how to solve for tougher areas. Some of the BI stuff does that, so you know there's a tougher area. You can see on some of the national geography that it's a tougher area, but if you marry that up with how am I solving for that and demoing for that, I think would be cool. One of the things we're looking at is how you're demoing, and that's why I'm making that comment, but I think that was my primary comment, and I'm sure there's a way to do that if people come by and see you.
I love the idea of creating the platform for this. I would love to see you guys go a little bit deeper in the matchmaking. I don't think it's all about just state and geography, but ratings. You know, give it Amazon, here's what other lenders thought, because right to this point here around fee and turn time statistics, It's great to be able to see the comparison, but I want to know, what do I do about it? Who are the appraisers that are causing the higher fees? What are they doing? Or, I think, one level down on that's going to be super helpful beyond just the process. Love the platform.
I agree with the comment on the matchmaking. I think it's an interesting feature, and so I'd love to see you go a little bit deeper on that. However, I loved the second reference to farmersonly.com in this event, which I didn't see coming, so that was exciting. I liked also that you did mention some metrics, as I keep bringing up. This is what lenders want to hear, is what's the real deal difference to me that this is going to make, and you touched on the 22 days down to 8.4 in that use case, which is great. Loved the tie into the BI dashboard. I thought it's extremely impressive, to get that transparency for decision making, and I loved that you gave, kind of 3 big takeaways at the end. So, great job, good presentation.
Thank you.
Good job, ValueLink Software. Up next, Cloud Verga. Demir Brackey.
Sure, why not?
This might be my 4th of it, and I've got an easy one, Jason Smith.
There you go.
I'm good enough, I'm strong enough, and doggone it. Sorry, is this on? Hey, Demir, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Aren't
Who?
you glad they only gave us 8 minutes?
Oh, no.
Yes.
Here we go.
Welcome. We are Cloud Verga.
Music
Just started
show.
real quickly. We all know that rates come and go. Even when a particular lender that Ryan Foots, tries fails is the experience. But are you capturing and taking advantage of the experience? With Cloud Verga's TPO, which my good friend Amir here is going to help us introduce today, we give your brokers the experience they deserve and the tools they need to succeed. So let us show you how Cloud Verga can help you gain and retain the market share that you deserve. Demir, the floor is yours, and no more knock-knock jokes.
I appreciate that. Thanks, Jason.
For like 2
appreciate
minutes.
it. Anyway, I'm really glad to show you our TPO offering that's coming out live this week. We actually have our first customers taking it into UAT, and we're going to show you the broker experience today, since we only have 8 minutes and a lot of TV segues that we're going to do. So let's go ahead and get started. From the broker preview, after they log in, what they're going to be taken to is pipeline view. In the pipeline view, 100 ways or 100 days, they can go ahead and make customized views any way that they see fit. From those views, they can go ahead and save those views. So from here, they can go ahead and pull up anything that they're looking for in the day. From here, we can go ahead and start a new loan application as well. We have 4 different ways we can do that. Either a price quote, a refinance or a purchase, or the ever popular, the import file for brokers on a 3.2 or a 3.4 file. We ask questions up front in order to make sure that the broker is compliant with the lender when they're going ahead and send this information through. I'm going to close that. And right now, I'm going to go ahead and open up a new loan file.
Demir, did we mention that this is a white labeled, branded experience, and we integrate directly with your LOS?
Get out of here.
We do.
Oh, shoot, that's great.
Every day.
Anyway, so what I want to do is I want to show you what it looks like once a loan has been uploaded into our system. As you can see, we have some loan attribute data at the top, so there's some information below, but I want to focus here on this task list that we have here at the top. This is a breadcrumb trail that moves left to right for your broker, so when they're filling out information, they know what they're missing, they know what they need to fill in. We can start moving through the application itself, and we can see, again, left to right through the application with green check marks that indicate when a section is finished. From credit, they can go ahead and reissue or start a new credit report. In the property screen as well, we can see that there's some information that still might need to get filled out. I'm gonna go ahead and do the pricing screen right now. When we move into pricing, you can see standard, right? This is all the information that came through the loan application as we put it in. When we get to the government section, if we wanted to do a government loan, we ask follow-up information that's pertinent to the loan file itself. So that way, when the loan gets priced out with the pricing and fees, they'll be able to intelligently talk to the borrower with loan options that are available. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and do a live pricing right now.
And Demir, really, this is a true differentiator and a game changer. Basically, what we're doing is putting all of the tools that you need, that your brokers need, right in their hands and doing the hard work for them.
Yeah, that's actually right. And we're not just doing a pricing call here. There's 3 different individual calls that just happened. The first one is through your PPE. The second one is through your lender fees. And then the third one is actually your third-party fees that come in through whatever provider you want to use.
Shut the front door.
I know, right? This is crazy.
It's amazing. Is that why we're up here?
It is. And as a result, when we get that information up front, each one of these line items that you can see carry all of that attribute data as well. So when the broker needs to quote something on the fly, the information is not only close, it's actually accurate based on what the lender wants you to see. They can do that as well with the payment information as well here and the breakdown. Also MI, right? So MI is really important. Maybe you want to do some shopping on the fly. You can go ahead and click request all, see all of these line items. Really awesome. Maybe they're not ready to move forward, or maybe they need to see the stuff in writing. I can go ahead and create individual quotes that I think that they'll like, and I can go ahead and pull those quotes in here. And from here, it's time date stamped with the information of every single time that I sent a scenario out to the borrower. So let's go ahead and pull one up.
Yeah, Demir, this is absolutely a game changer here. I think I've said that 5 times now, but this is a truly cool aspect of the product that we also see on our retail platform as well. Really what it does is it gives a true deliverable that your loan officers, that your brokers can give to their borrower that goes well beyond just a couple numbers and 3 columns of information.
Yeah, and then when you think about it really, as our time runs out soon, we got as we start looking through the loan comparison report, we can start seeing that it's branded with the broker's information, so it's coming from the broker. Also, at the bottom of each page is the information that has the time date stamp, the borrower's information, the loan officer's information as well. And so when they send this out, it's got them imprinted on everything.
Demir, if you tell me they can get a broker branded instant pre-approval letter, I'm gonna lose it.
I'm glad that you mentioned it.
I'm gonna lose it.
I know, right?
Lose it.
So here we
We're
are.
gonna lose our time too. Keep making dad jokes.
All right, so anyway, so when we start looking at the pre-approval letter, again, we take the broker information, it's imprinted on the pre-approval letter, they can customize it based on the values that they qualify for. The information from the pre-approval letter here comes from the lender, so it's the lender's text, that way we remain compliant. All right, so as we move through, I'm gonna go ahead and go back into loan details. So we have a loan product that we've selected, and now as I move through the FHA screen, this tab becomes available if you choose a government product.
Yeah, what we've done here really is put all the information and all the tools that your brokers are gonna need to successfully manage even the most complicated loans.
Yeah, I mean, information in is really important, and so we wanna make sure that we get it right the first time so it doesn't get kicked back to the broker.
Exactly.
Right. So once we have everything set, I want to go and run AUS. You know what? It's grayed out, but I'm going to go ahead and try something different here. As I go to the property screen, I remember that I missed a piece of information. So I'm going to go to my down payment source. I see that it was in red. Now AUS is available. I'm going to click on it, and I can see that I've got AUS findings for DU and LPA that are concurrent, actually, which is great. And once I've discovered my address, I can go back into my loan application, changes to offer accepted, and as I start typing in the address, right there, initial disclosure required. So it lets me know immediately that I need to disclose on this loan. And due to TV time, I'm gonna go ahead and put the chicken in the oven, go to the other oven where the chicken is out, where disclosures have already been created. And from here that you can see that now, once the disclosures have been created, a needs list is also generated. This needs list is dynamic based on the information that the borrower provided to the broker. As you can see, if it's a W-2, we know if it's a W-2 employee, salaried employee, we know to ask for the W-2. If they're self-employed, maybe an S-Corp, we understand that we need the 1040s and S-Corp information. So now as we go through, maybe I'm already finished and I'm ready to submit my loan file. Once I have everything through here, I'm able to go ahead, check all the boxes, and then go ahead and submit the loan file. That's it, Jason.
Boom. We are Cloud Varga TPO.
And we are out of time.
All right, pandering to this judge with heavy metal to start is all good. Broker channel, I mean, this goes back to the beginning vision of Cloud Varga, trying to get the LO out of the LOS.
nowhere is that more important than in the broker channel, so I love the total focus on the channel. I think that's a very smart strategic move on your part. In the beginning you didn't, and later you did sell the fact that it's capable of handling multiple complex loan types, including the most complex govies, so I like that a lot. I like the fact that you can basically function here totally. I like the MI shopping. I thought that was a really good feature. I want to see the white label. You can't just say you have white label, you got to show it, especially if you're presenting a broker package. Brokers are all about their own branding, so you got to show that next time. Good stuff. Thanks.
That's fair. Appreciate that.
I would just add, I think the user interface looked great. I think that presented really well, and I think you guys did a good job walking through the process in the demo.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, I loved the end-to-end aspect of it. I mean, you're putting a lot of different capabilities in there, putting all that at the fingertips of the broker, which I think is very powerful. As we've talked about, the more you can get out of one platform, the better. Also loved that you showed some of the integrations. It was very simple and easy. You popped up the MI integrations and everything looked like it was there. Also addresses both the broker experience as well as the customer experience. I would have loved to see a little bit more of the customer experience. I had questions about, you popped up that cool borrower report, but I didn't know what any of the colors meant, and I didn't see that a key was coming, and so, like I said, don't answer, but it was a question of mine. But yes, loved just listening to you guys, your humor and so forth, and really nice setup for the poor people following you too, with like the heavy metal. Cool.
Yeah.
You know, but anyways, great job. Nice presentation.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cloud Burga. Up next, DigMo, Brad Smith.
Good afternoon, Digital Mortgage. My name is Bradley Smith. I'm a Director of Sales and Account Manager at DigMo. However, for the last 10 years, I've been a marketing strategist. First at Quicken Loans, now Rocket Mortgage, and then at JP Morgan and Chase, in which I used DigMo, and I love the technology so much, I actually joined the company. It's a true story. However, as a marketer, my job has always been to engage and inspire customers to take an action. The truth is, though, for anyone that's in marketing, is customers don't want to hear from the mortgage company. Some messages are too tough to convey over a general email or direct mail, like an escrow in house. Why is my payment changing? Or the loan process. It's a nightmare. And quite frankly, customers, prospects, they don't want to read. They don't want to answer the phone. I know I don't answer the phone. So the question is, I ask you guys, how do you engage these customers? Well, the answer, it's written in release, I know this all along. Think about social media, short form video. Short form video is incredibly impactful to engage, educate, inform, inspire customers to take an action. However, there's also an issue with video, and that is scalability. It's kind of a one size fits all. You create a video, and hopefully you don't want to make any changes, hopefully you don't have a branding change, because it takes a lot of work to update those videos. That's where DigMo comes in. DigMo has created a platform to create personalized videos. Now, what is personalized video? Personalized video combines the impact of video with the relevance of personalization to create a truly new one-to-one customer communication. And our platform makes it incredibly easy to make these personalized videos. But don't take my word for it. Let's check it out. So what you see right now is my dashboard within the platform. I'm actually going to start at the end, and then I'm going to come back and I'll actually create a video for you guys. So when I say I'm starting at the end, this is a already completed video by one of our customers. What you'll see on the left side when this loads is the scene library that they use. So this one specifically has 7 scenes. It's about all you need to make a 30-second video. On the right side, you'll see all the customizable features. In the middle, though, is that actual scene that you can actually check out play. But what I want you to pay attention to is specifically, it says, "Hi, Daniel." Now, of course, every one of your customers is not named Daniel. That is a data-driven field, among many other things. So today, I'm going to show you guys just how easy it is to build these videos and fields. So what I'm going to do is hop in here and create a new storyboard. Now, generally, the clients we work with, they'll have someone on their marketing team or creative team to operate this platform. They'll take advantage of our free training and of course support whenever they need it. They'll upload their own whatever assets, creative assets they have. However, some companies don't have the bandwidth to have someone do that work. Some companies don't have the assets. So DigMo, of course, will work on their behalf to build these assets or operating the platform for them. And also another alternative is to use one of our mini scene libraries. So as I'm clicking through here, you can see fully customizable, I'll call them modular templates. And today I'm gonna build a very quick video so you can see just how easy it is to personalize it. So all I'm gonna do is simply drag and drop. I'll drag and drop a logo slide and one additional slide. And then, of course, if I were to be building a bigger video, it would be more slides. I will click into that first slide, and what I'll see in the main spot is what that scene actually shows. But on the right side, we have all the personalized pieces on that scene. So imagine if you're a sub-servicer and you service multiple different loans, or you want to pull in your loan officer's headshots. We can create a logo or an image that is pulled in by data. So what I'll do is just create new here. The parameter is going to be called logo. And what I mean by parameter is really it's an API connection or a batch file that we do a shared SFTP that's going to feed and generate what this truly one-to-one communication to the customer is going to show. Now, as you can see here, it says company. As I click to open that, it shows static text. Instead of text, I want this to be the customer's first name. So what I'm going to do is simply select parameter, create a new one, and I'll call this one customer's first name. And I'll select OK. Now, I can go and check my work by selecting preview in the top right, but I'll do that here in a second. And since we're at the Digital Mortgage Conference, I will quickly just put Digital Mortgage Conference. Select OK. Now let's hop over to the second slide. Now bear with me, guys. This isn't a real video, but let's pretend a customer just was clear to close. And we want to share with them where their closing's at, how much their closing is, and anything relevant that they need to know to keep them informed and confident in their decision. So on this slide, let's pretend that we are going to tell the customer their closing costs. I want to pull in that personalization that I created earlier, that customer's first name. So all I'm going to do is add a line ahead. I'm going to select parameter. I'm going to select the exact same parameter I made before with customer's first name. Now, this is a two-line title. It's just a space holder. I'm going to select closing costs, without a capital, and select colon. I'm going to select OK. And right now, we see in this next field, as it loads, it has December 31st as another static field. That's what I actually want to pull in the data to say what is the customer's actual closing cost. So I'm going to create another parameter, create a new field. We'll call this one closing costs. I'll say OK. And now let's test our work. So since we don't have an API set up right now, this is just us building, we're going to manual input what we want our information to show so we can test our work. So first I'm going to select media. This is going to be my logo or whatever it may be. It looks like we have Mario. So Mario's going to get pulled in there. Julian, I will make you the star of the show here. So I'll put Julian's first name in there. And then Julian's closing on Bowser's Castle, which is incredibly expensive. So we'll put $670,000 as closing costs. Now by selecting this, I can actually watch the video that I just created and then go back to editing. What you'll see is Mario's image got pulled in, Julian's name was pulled in, Julian's name was pulled in again, and it shows his actual closing cost. Now this is just a few of the very simple personalized features. One that I always like to note is it's not only going to say Julian's name in text, it's going to, in the voiceover, it's going to say, hey Julian, congratulations Julian. Julian, this is the next step you need to take. As a customer, when I hear my name, it's almost harder for me to stop watching this video than to start watching it. And then another one that's very impactful is scene split. So let's say you have one customer that's a purchase, one customer that's a refi. You want to tell them two different things, show them two different scenarios. So the data will feed and drive which one that's going to tell the customer. Now, just like any marketing campaign, analytics are key. So I'm going to back out to my dashboard here. I'm not actually going to show the analytics based on the amount of time we have. Our analytics dashboard is going to show you everything from how many people viewed the video, how long they viewed the video, what did they do after viewing the video. And then obviously with that information, you can optimize and make a campaign even better. So hey, two things I hope you guys took away from this. Number one, short form video is king. It's an incredible way to engage and inspire customers. And number two, DigMo's platform makes it incredibly simple to build these campaigns and deliver through your current channels today. I want to thank you all. My name is Bradley Smith again. Please come find me at booth 512. I wore a blue floral shirt so you guys couldn't miss me. Thank you.
All right. First, I like the opener. I like the pitch on your personal resume and how you ended up at the company, which says a lot. Sales and marketing background myself, so I wanted clarity on the use case. Is it able to be used at the LO level because it's killer for tinkerers, and some LOs are tinkerers, but some LOs like to just do only loans. Some of them love to market and some don't. So enterprise versus or marketing team member versus LO user, and this raises a handful of questions, which I think is a good thing. But the other kind of questions that I had were like, does it integrate into CRMs, and are you using it there? Are you using it natively? And then also, because you're able to create more robust assets other than just face on camera, it goes to a question of like, how easy is it to deploy this stuff on social? Because these things seem to be very, very well tailored for that. So those would be the questions that I'd be asking if I'm coming by your booth.
Great question.
Thank you.
Brad, your demo left me with a lot of questions, and I'm not sure that's all good, actually. I really wish you would have shown us the finished product, just so we can see it. You spent a lot of time talking about how to build it, but wasn't convinced of the value of this in the first place. I'm struggling to figure out where in the customer journey do you use these videos? Is it simply, Julian, congratulations on the close. I'm not quite sure what impact that really has or what the benefit is. I was intrigued by the idea of the Instagram library, but you didn't tell us what was in it. Also not sure, who knows how to build these videos? What's the sequencing of these things? A lot of questions I got left with the idea that, boy, there might have been something here, but I'm not walking away feeling like I really, I'm ready to sign the check with you guys.
All right, you left me 7 seconds there, Oscar. So, all right, I'm gonna give a couple of comments back. That's all right. I'm just gonna take a couple seconds, if I may. I don't disagree that I had more questions as well, but I think that's not necessarily a bad thing. I was interested to ask more questions. Totally agree that short form video is king. I mean, I think that's just a big deal. We all know that, know about the visuals. My questions that I was left with that I would ask coming by your booth are, Julian touched on this a little bit, but does this tie to any of the data to be able to pull these things in automatically, where it's creating these videos automatically, or is it every single time you're going in and kind of, typing? Also, do you have any best practices video created? Do you have a basket full of videos? So, but I also love that you came from the lender side, being a lender marketer. You know your audience, you know the pain points, and so that's very compelling. But thank you, great job.
Thank you. Thank you, Latimer.
Next, we have Fiserv, Trey Close, and Chris Cayley.
Today, borrowers and lenders expect a smooth transition between collecting, capturing, and storing loan documents. And they expect all of that to be done without errors. Manual data entry and flipping through pages to classify and sort documents, it bogs down the process, it drives up error rates, it can frustrate your borrowers, and overall it derails your operational efficiencies. It's not uncommon nowadays for a loan package to contain over 500 documents, each of which has multiple pages, multiple versions, right? So today we're going to show you how to solve your document automation problems, delight your borrowers, comply with regulators, and again, increase your operational efficiencies. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Trey Close. I'm a solutions engineer with Fiserv's digital lending and originations team. I bring over 10 years of experience working directly with lenders to solve their document automation issues. I'm joined today by Chris Kalu, our senior product manager for our newest automation tool at Fiserv, Loan Complete. Chris brings with him over 15 years of experience working in mortgage lending, document management, as well as workflow automation. Today, we're going to show you how to decrease your price per loan, stay within compliance, and create a saleable loan asset, all through automation of document classification, tracking that all documents have been received, and ensuring that the data on those documents matches your system of record. Now, I'm going to pass it over to Chris for a moment so that he can give us an overview of the Loan Complete dashboard that we're going to use to access all of our modules today.
Thank you, Trey. I'd like to introduce us to our Loan Complete product. This is our AI machine learning software for all your enterprise level ICR and audit tasks. Here in the view, it's broken into 3 simple panels. To the left are my menus, the dashboard, and of course my pipeline. The pipeline is where we drive all our workflow. Today we're going to begin with our classification module. It's worth mentioning that our classification engine ships with 3 distinct algorithms. One is the artificial intelligent textual-based classifier, a boundary object for our document separation, as well as our deep learning image-based classifier that enables us to identify features and text on a page. Hence the reason why Loan Complete lends itself to over 863 mortgage document types that are supported today, with an accuracy rate of almost 99% for your critical docs. We will begin today with our classification module. We will dive it in and begin with our classification window. Trey, take it away.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, so the first step in any Loan Complete process is going to be receiving a package of unknown documents, and that can really come from anywhere. Let's say it's a borrower uploading to a borrower portal. Right, and the first step is going to be to classify all the documents in that package. Now, as you see here, Chris is showing us our Loan Complete classification UI, and you know, it's kind of difficult to show automation occurring in the background. So what we're going to show today is the resolution of a classification exception. Now, across the left side of the screen here, we can see all the documents that have gone through the Loan Complete classifier and been classified successfully. So we've got borrower identification, pay stub, mortgage statement. But you'll notice one document here, the bank statement, has been flagged for review. And that's not because Loan Complete wasn't able to successfully classify that document. It's actually the opposite. Loan Complete said with a high degree of confidence, this is a bank statement. But the reason that it was flagged for review is because we allow lenders to identify specific document types that they want to send to a user to validate each time that that document is classified. So all a user really needs to do here is accept that classification of a bank statement, or if they do need to reclassify the doc, they have the ability to type ahead and choose the correct classification. But once that exception is cleared, all pages or all documents within this package will have been classified, and this package will move on to the next stage in the process, which is extracting loan information from those documents. Now, Chris is jumping us back out to the loan dashboard so we can move on to the next module that we're going to talk about today, which provides us visibility into the documents that we expect to receive on a loan and the documents that we actually received within a loan package, and we call this document tracking. And document tracking gives you the ability to build templates around different loan parameters. So think about your loan type, your product type, your state, all those different determining factors for which documents are going to be required and conditional on this loan. So again, Chris is showing us here the document tracking UI, and across the left side of the screen, again, you'll see a listing of all the documents that we expect to receive for this loan. You'll see a lot of green check marks there as well. What that's telling us is a package of documents came in, it ran through the classifier, and Loan Complete said, hey, I noticed we've got a 4506T, a bank statement, a borrower identification. But again, you'll notice a divorce decree here with a little warning next to it. And what that's telling us is we have a missing document exception. Now, missing document exception means we were expecting to receive a divorce decree in this package and it didn't come in. So we can tie some different workflow to this. You know, do we need to waive the exception? Maybe I reached out to the borrower and we're expecting this document to come in a couple days. But document tracking provides you that visibility into what did we expect to receive for this package versus what did we actually receive. Now, Chris is going to step us back out to the loan dashboard one more time, and we're going to go into our last module that we're going to talk about today, which is what we call Comparalytics. And Comparalytics essentially gives you the capability to compare the extracted data from a document against a system of record. That could be an LOS system, it could be a servicing platform, it could even be another document. But Loan Complete or Comparalytics gives you that visibility into, does my document match my system of record? So again, across the left side of the screen, we've got the documents that have Comparalytics built for this package. Right side of the screen shows us an image viewer of the document that we're looking at, as well as showing us in a highlight where the extracted data was extracted from. Center of the screen is going to show us our actual comparisons that are taking place, and we have one listed here, the current street address, because this is just showing us the only exception that we have on this document that we need to make a decision on. But if Chris clicks on show all here, we've actually got a few comparisons that have taken place on this document, but we're really focusing on that exception. So if we just look at that exception here, we've got, looks like we extracted 2910 from the document, whereas we've got 2911 in our system of record. So a little bit of a mismatch there. Now, depending on the lender's policies and procedures, this exception can be handled in a couple of different ways. We could send an update to the LOS or the servicing platform, or maybe we need to reach out and request a new document type. But with Comparalytics and really all the different modules of Loan Complete, the goal here is to provide visibility to lenders as to what came in with this document and does it expect what we expected to receive? Does it match the loan data and does it match the borrower that we needed this from? So that's going to take us to the end of our demo today, and thank you for the judges for being out here. Thank you everyone at DigMo for staying late in the day today to come and see us. I'm Trey Close, this is Chris Kalu, we're Fiserv, and this is the Loan Complete product. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. One of the things I'll start with is on the 3-minute start, which was I think some useful background, but also I think that 3 minutes, because one of the things we're looking at is like how the presentation is working overall, how this functions with the rest of the stack and the process, because coming into the middle of it. I understand it, but it is useful to know like who's using it, where are they using it within their stack and their specific org, because looking at it just solo is like, is it just that? So related note, one more note, is on the Comparalytics on the last point you left off on, I think that gets moved up forward and spend a little bit more time on the UX for fixing an issue that has to be fixed and how like you click down into it for like 4 seconds and I'm like, all right, this is what I want to see, but then we don't have enough time to see it. So that's what I would love to, I think that's a strength and you should play into it. Okay.
Thank you. I would love to have known more why you think this is a superior classification engine than what's available in the market. I gotta say, if you guys are gonna, and this is to you and everybody who's presenting, if you're gonna throw out, oh, we have AI and deep learning, it's like, well, what the hell is that? And why do I care what deep learning is? I get caught up on those things. So, did I give you enough time this time?
You did, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. But you know, he's like the toughest lender you'll sell to, right? That's how you channel him. But it's fair feedback because I think to Julian's point, I kind of dug the Comparalytics and wanted to hear and see a little bit more about that because I think that's a really strong piece. Appreciate kind of the end to end, but you know there are a lot of players in the space, and so I'll go back to kind of some of the same feedback point I've given previously as. For a lender in the market right now, you know what the market is like right now. You're selling to people like this guy. Like, what is it? Like, give me some numbers. Give me some success stories. What's going to compel somebody to say, I got to have this right now? But I did enjoy the presentation. You're very easy to listen to, and I liked the UX. So, thank you. Good job.
Thank you, Fiserv. So, did we leave the best for last? Let's find out. Finastra. Mary and Patrick, is it Cast? Quast.
Good afternoon and welcome to the last demo of the show. I'm Mary Catheriel, Director of Product Management, and I have with me Patrick Quast, our Senior Product Manager. A recent survey done by Fannie Mae identified 3 major concerns of yours: cost savings, retaining talent and leadership, and streamlining your business process. Using Finastra's workflow automation, we've figured out how to resolve 2 of those. By using our loan origination platform and workflow automation, we can reduce some loan processing steps from days to hours or even down to minutes, accelerating your revenue and customer satisfaction. We're going to start our demo today in our point of sale Fusion Mortgage Bot. And I've already completed my application. I've entered in as the borrower my assets, my income, and my liabilities. In my income, I said I work for a company called I Buy Cars. I'm a salesman. I get base income, overtime, and commission. Patrick's showing you my pay stub, or showed you my pay stub. At the end of the application, after I've submitted it, I'm presented with a tailored list of conditions based on my application. If I have those documents available, I can upload them right away at the end of the application process. Or if I don't have them available, I can upload them through our loan status portal anytime, anywhere, using any device. Patrick's gonna upload my pay stub, and when he's done, he's gonna hit the next button. And at that point in time, we're gonna seamlessly transfer the application and any documents Patrick uploaded into our loan origination system. Patrick now is gonna take over as our loan processor and walk you through the loan origination system.
Thanks, Mary. So here we're viewing the mortgage.los pipeline, and we can see that loan that just came in from the POS. So the first thing I'm going to do is go into image flow, which is our image repository, and show how those documents have come from the POS and landed in the LOS. So here are all the documents I just submitted, W-2, a couple of bank statements, and that pay stub that we're following the journey on. So a couple of things I just wanted to point out again. We're making some base pay as well as some overtime. There's some commission for $1,000 during this last pay period, and the year-to-date value over here. The pay statement is also for bi-monthly payments. So to continue our journey, we're going to go to the documents page for our automation, and this is going to list all the documents that are currently available in the LOS and their various statuses. So as a processor, I'm going to click the Start Automation button, and this is going to transfer all those documents to LoanLogix, our partner. LoanLogix has a sophisticated machine learning algorithm that uses natural language processing to classify over 650 different mortgage documents, and including 10,000 unique data points. So this process will take a couple of minutes, so I am going to switch over to another loan that I kicked off earlier this morning. Now, our system has real-time notifications that will alert the processor when documents are done being extraction. So there's no waiting around, waiting for, or checking loans to wait for, to see when things have finished. So this loan has finished extraction, and I'll go to the extraction page and I'll see those 4 outstanding alerts. That's one for each document. And using this easy-to-use UI, we can see here that it is identified that it is for an asset, the money market, the last 4 digits, and then we'll go right into the fields that it was able to extract off those documents. There's some additional information so that a processor can easily action each item. So this is telling you it came from a bank statement. The bank statement was issued on August 17th. And then it's telling you what the value currently is in the LOS and comparing it to the extracted data. So as a processor here, I can just go and click whether I want to update those changes or ignore them. So I'll go through here. Minor changes, minor values off where it just seemed like he rounded up, submitted nice round numbers. And then here's that pay stub that we're following. So the first thing, after getting, it looks like I Buy Cars LLC, he missed. But the first discrepancy is that base pay. So it looks like if we jump down, we can see that he might have not calculated it as base and overtime separate. He might have just submitted it all as once. But our system picked it up and was able to separate that based on the data extraction. So I'm going to separate those for the borrower. And then here we can see on the pay stub that he indicated, that he submitted the application with a bonus, but the pay stub didn't have any recollection of a bonus on the year-to-date average. So as a processor, I can leave a note here saying, requesting borrower submit W-2s, and maybe this is a holiday bonus that comes at the end of the year, and so when he does submit the W-2s, we'll rerun those income calculations and then present it for them to action later. I'm not going to action this for now, and then the last thing is that commission. So we did pick up that it was $1,000 on the last one, and that's what he submitted, but using the year-to-date calculations, we can see that he makes about $400 monthly on that. So I'll finish this and I'll hit save and continue. And this is going to update the LOS system of record automatically. You can see my outstanding alerts have reduced down to 2 here because I still have a prior employment where he submitted a W-2 and then that one action item for the pay stub. Everything is logged in the audit log, which is a critical component in our journey. This is going to be a great training module when we further expand on it to introduce customizable rules that will automatically accept these changes. So the lender doesn't have to come in here and click ignore or update on every single one. Lastly, I just want to leave you off on our 1003 screens for the employment income and show you how those values were actually updated in the LOS. So here's that I Buy Cars LLC for the primary employment, and we can see here that we did update, break out the base pay. There's the over time, and then the commission updated. Back to you, Mary Kay.
As Patrick showed you today, we're able to reduce a lot of the processing steps that a processor does. Things that don't need to be a manual process. We can do those for you based on customizable rules. Creating alerts in the system when tasks are completed. As Patrick mentioned, we're going to automate the ability to update that income based on customizable rules within our system. So please stop at booth 114 to talk more about our journey with us. Thank you.
All right. A couple notes. One is I know a lot about your background, and I think adding a note to just let folks know who your primary customers are and also your channels. I think that's a chance to play offense and provide some context. And when it comes to the category that you're talking about, it's a broad category, so playing offense a little bit there is really good. You started with your own POS, which I really like. It does raise a question of, do you integrate easily and how fast to other POSs? I think that's a relevant point to make. And then there's parts of the UX that I really like, but there was a couple of components of UX that were mixed and more dated. So that just kind of raised questions of like which things I was looking at a given time. And I pieced it together as we moved through the demo, but like some of the parts of the UX, and you concluded and answered part of my question, which is like some of the things are always in development. I actually really like concluding with a roadmap. I thought that was a really good conclusion. Thank you.
This may seem like a relatively minor point, but I actually really like the fact that you started off with the survey results. Here's the pain, and I think that's really important. I don't think we hear that enough. To that though, I wish you would have paid it off a little bit more, showing specifically where in the system you think is going to help reduce cost savings and improve business process.
Yeah, just a couple comments to add. I also loved how you started kind of painting, the pains that you solve. I had the same comment as Julian with some of the UX, so it was a little bit harder to follow in the middle, but you got to where I thought you were going. Loved the phrase about accelerating revenue and great closing on that, Mary Kay. Also loved that you gave some snapshots of where you're headed. No technology is ever done. No technology is ever perfect. We're always moving towards the next thing. And I love that you just threw that out there and talked about it. So on that note, it's not easy to go last, is it? So before we turn it back over to you, let's just give them a ridiculously huge round of applause for being very generous.
Thank you, Finastra. Thank you. Thank you. So wrapping up, thank you for joining us over the last 2 days for the Lending Tree Innovation Challenge. Huge appreciation to the judges and especially to the 33 companies we saw on stage demoing. We saw some really interesting ideas and some real innovation there. So stay tuned tomorrow to learn who won Doug's money.
And I want to make a couple of housekeeping notes on that note. So first of all, I have to thank Lending Tree and Bruce Cook, if we can give the Lending Tree team a round of applause too. We've been working on this program for a long time. This is the first live one after a couple of years, and it's super fun. $15,000 on the line. That gets announced tomorrow at 12:35 in the closing remarks. 4:05 today starts these 3 breakout sessions. There's 3 full tracks of all kinds of good material. There's 3 30-minute segments each. That takes us to a 5:55 reception today. And then 9:35 a.m. tomorrow on the main stage, there's some really great case studies that are kicking off, and those are going to be really dynamic and cool. And then again, 12:35 is the official announcement of the 33. We will see who won
Lending Tree's very generous prize money. So we'll see you guys tomorrow and this afternoon. Thank you so much for coming.